Shalom and welcome back to Code Searcher. Okay, guys, I want to come back to Revelation 9. We were talking earlier this week, Friday, I believe, about the restrainer, and we got into Revelation 9, and then we started talking about the seven thunders. So I want to back up and read and go on through and finish my point that I tried to finish the other day and left you guys hanging. The fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth. And to him was given the key of the bottomless pit. And he opened the bottomless pit, and there arose smoke out of the pit, as the smoke of great furnace. And the sun and the air were darkened by reason of the smoke of the pit. And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth. And unto them was given power, as scorpions of the earth to have power. We're talking about Satan and demons in this, guys. The imagery, or the symbols, are talking about something literal, or we're giving symbols for something literal. Locust represents demons. Scorpions, the power of those demons, to hurt but not to kill. And it was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree, but only those men have not the seal of God on their foreheads. And to them was given that they should not kill them, but they should torment them 5 months, as their torment was as the torment of a scorpion when he striketh a man. And in those days he shall seek death, and shall not find it. He shall desire to die, and death shall flee from him. And you see, they're tormented by these demons in pain and suffering, and not death. Now the shapes of these locusts were like the horses prepared unto battle, and upon their heads were like the crowns like gold, and their faces was like that of men. And they had hair of women, and their teeth were as the teeth of lions. They had breastplates, and their breastplates were of iron. And their sound of their wings were as chariots, as many horses running to battle. And their tails were like scorpions, and they were stings in their tails, and their powers were to hurt men 5 months. Now, this is symbolic. I mean, we're not talking about an angel with a scorpion tail, literally, but I do believe we're talking about demons with powers to hurt men. Now, they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, and whose name in Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue is Apollyon. Woe is past, and behold, there comes two woes there come two woes more hereafter. Oh. And the sixth angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the four horns of the golden altar, which is before God, saying to the sixth angel which had the trumpet, loose the four angels which are bound in the river Euphrates. And this is where, guys, I believed that there was an indication of a restrainer, or something being restrained, which were four angels. Now reading further, and we'll see that in just a minute, and the four angels were loose, and they were prepared for an hour, and a day, and a month, and a year. And I brought this point out the other day. That's a particular time. They're bound by time, as so to say. Time is a chain that binds, in other words, one of the elements, to slay a third part of men, and the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000 thousands. And I heard the number of them, and thus saw the horses of vision set upon them, having breastplates of fire, jackson, and brimstone, and their heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone. Now, yes, there's a lot of symbology here, but still, there's still literal things taking place, as well as symbols being thrown out there. Why? Because it's an encrypted book. I mean, you could just speak plainly. So that's why all the allegories, all the symbols, all of those things. He's speaking cryptically. By these three were the third part of men killed, by fire, smoke, and by brimstone. Fire, smoke, and brimstone were issued out of the mouths. for their power is in their mouths and in their tails, and their tails were like serpents, and had heads, and with them they do hurt. And the rest of the men were not killed by these plagues, yet repented not of the works of their hands, that they should not worship devils, nor idols of gold, silver, brass, stone, and of wood, neither can see, nor hear, nor walk. Neither repented of the murders, or of their sorceries, or fornications, nor of their thefts. Going on, we see in 10, and I saw another mighty angel come down from heaven, clothed with a cloud, and a rainbow was upon his head, and his face was like that of the sun, and his feet was as pillars of fire. And he had in his hand a little book open, and his set right foot upon the sea, his left foot upon the earth. And he cried in a loud voice, as when a lion roareth. When they had, when he cried with a loud voice, as when a lion roareth, and when he had cried, 7 thunders uttered their voices. I don't have my glasses on, guys. And when the 7 thunders had uttered their voices, I was about to write what I heard, and the 7 heard a voice from heaven saying, seal up those things which the 7 thunders uttered. They spoke out of order, in other words, and write them not. The angel which I saw stand upon the sea and upon the earth lifted up his hand to heaven, and sware by him that liveth forever and ever, who created heaven and the things therein, and the earth and the things therein, and the sea and the things therein, that they should know that there should be time no longer. The mention of time no longer. I just told you these angels before that were bound by time. Now there's time no longer. But in these days of the voice of the 7th angel, when he shall begin to sound, the mystery of God is finished, as he declared to his servants, the prophets. Now the mystery of God is going to be finished because now Satan is being unleashed. The people of earth are going to see things they've never seen before. They're going to see evil like never before. It's going to be very apparent. There are going to be no atheists at this point, guys. That's why the mystery of God is finished. Everybody knows, as he declared to his servants, the prophets. And we're going to see that when the two anointed ones are killed, and their testimony is finished, and they arise to heaven when God calls them up, and there's an earthquake, and 7,000 are killed. People marvel and worship God. But that's not the end of the story. Now they know what the 2 witnesses said were true. Now they have to abide by what they said, or die. And evil of Satan is unleashed to destroy. Listen, if Satan can destroy and stop prophecy, he can prove God wrong. And that's why he comes back, kills the witnesses. The woman with the child flees. He's wanting to destroy the nation of Israel to prevent the fulfillment of all these things, okay? From the beginning, he tried to pervert, to stop, to throw it off course, to prove God wrong. And that's not going to happen, guys. Now we see here, John gets the book, he eats it, and the angel tells him to prophesy, thou must prophesy again before many peoples, tongues, and nations and tongues and kings. That is speaking into the future, something that hasn't happened yet. On in verse 11, this is what he's talking about. These 2 witnesses are going to appear. I pointed out in the rambling video I did the connection to Revelation 11:4 and Zechariah 4:11. It's talking about the same 2 people, 2 candlesticks, 2 olive trees, 1 Gentile, 1 Jew, to the earth. The 2 olive trees, 2 candlesticks standing before the earth of God. Same thing as Zechariah 4. Now, guys, after they finish their testimony, after they finish their mission, the beast that ascended out of the bottomless pit will make war against them, and he shall overcome them. Why? To fulfill the prophecy and kill them. Now, the dead bodies are going to lie in the street for 3 days for two reasons. One, it is a sign, and two, it is meant as a disgrace to both Jews and to Muslims. It is an abomination to leave a dead body lying in the street for any length of time. It's an insult, or a I don't know what the correct word in Hebrew would be for that sort of thing, but it's an abomination. You just very disrespectful, and it shows no respect for the people that are laying in the streets. Now, the other reason is it's a sign. It has to be. They will lay in the street because the Bible says they will. They will rise up because the Bible says they will. Those things are going to be fulfilled. People watching in those days are going to see it happen. And when they see it happen, like I said, there's an earthquake, 7,000 die, the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the God of heaven. Now we got a second woe was passed, and the seventh trumpet comes up. Guys, please excuse the naughty chihuahua in the background while I'm trying to make this video. A little bit. Stop. Okay. Back to my point. Seven thunders. Here we go. We've got Raphael here with seven thunders now, and this other table that we looked at, a restrainer. It emerged to me, looked like to me, like Raphael was indeed the one restraining. No doubt, we're talking about fallen angels and Raphaim, demons, locusts, scorpion, all that imagery was here, remember? Now over to the seven thunders, we see the same thing. We got Raphael strong here. Raphael. I want you to notice something about this 90-degree anomaly right here. What we have is 200 angels coming at a 90-degree. Now, for those of you that have read the book of Enoch, you know exactly what that means. That is the 200 fallen angels right there. What's really interesting is read this way, you've got Michael, and then read this way is angels. We've got Raphaim right here sharing the pay in Raphael. Raphael here. We've got time right there, and utterances. We've got bound. Notice there's 4 angels here that are bound. 200 angel. We've got the pit in the black and red, or the abyss, the Nephil, the fallen. Michael is here as an ELS as well, right here. Asael, excuse me, Asael. I believe it's Asael is how that's pronounced. Raphael here. And a date, 2016. Right there. And then the other table, guys, what I was talking about was Abaddon appearing in Genesis. We can see the verse of talking about the Nephilim coming up here. Then in those days were giants in the lands. Enoch is here. Notice how Raphael again appears vertically connected to Abaddon. Abaddon is connected. It says here Elohim. Now, guys, there's a misunderstanding about Elohim sometimes when God said, ye are gods, or ye are Elohims, he was talking about angels. He wasn't talking about other gods. Okay, it's a plural use of a word that is very generalized in its use. It can talk about God, it can talk about angels, heavenly hosts, Elohims. Um, and that's why we got it like this, because Raphael is an Elohim, and so is Abaddon as an Elohim. He's an angel of the bottomless pit. We see he is bound here in the white. Also, there's another word for bound or detained right here. We've got Nephilim in an ELS form and in the plain text coming together. How that comes together. Anakim. We've got Mammon, goes off the page there. Mammon, Siriel, and Ramiel running through there with the yellow. We got Tamiel, and by the way, there are many fallen angels here. I've took out some of them because it was so cluttered. Again, we're talking about 200 fallen angels. Raphaim, these are the giants, the soulless ghosts, the dead, no resurrection Nephilim are called Raphaim. We've got Samiel here, and I believe that is Tamiel. Yeah, Tamiel here. Tamiel, by the way, folks, is the fallen angel that introduced abortion to mankind. Serial down here, plain text. And we'll just go, I'll show you. We're talking about Genesis 6. The sons of God saw the daughters of men, and they were fair, and they took with them wives, which they chose. And the Lord said, my spirit will not always strive with man, for that he is also his flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. This is how long it took excuse me, Noah, by the way, to build the ark. The days of Noah took him 120 years. And there were giants in the earth in those days, and after that, and that's right here. And the sons of God came unto the daughters of men, and they bare children unto them, and they became mighty men which are of old, men of renown. And folks, the story goes that there was corruption in the land. Satan was coming to pervert the seed, okay, to destroy God's plan. And it is even in the infancy of our existence. You see this all the way to the end, guys. He's going to be doing this. That's why they play a part in the end. God's going to deal with these creatures once and for all in the end. And Enoch is a player because he's here. He's also going to be there in the end. And by the way, we can see the verse here. Notice how the name of Enoch is split. Okay, it's on the back side of this matrix, and I'm going to, because it's only 364 from one side to the other, we'll run it back to the other side, and you can see the other two letters, Enoch, is split. So it's like God's got Enoch hidden in that use of his name there. Interesting. But this is Abaddon, guys. A mention of Abaddon in Revelation found in Genesis with the story of the fallen angels, the flood, the days of Noah. As it is in the days of Noah, so shall it be. Guys, as it was in the beginning, in the end, the days of Noah, and here we are here. I'm going to do a separate video for this. This is going to be probably extensive, but you can see the clustering of verses at the top, right off the bat, all end time stuff. We could read every verse coming down through here, guys. It could be a 2-hour video, and you would see how God has purpose for every verse, tells and has meaning. I've only highlighted a few I felt were critical, and we'll go through that in the next video. So here you go. God bless you guys. I hope I didn't forget anything. God bless you and see you in the next video.